Welcome to day 9, everybody. I told Shaba that you've all been here for him, that I am absolutely like this side piece to the Advents, his little couch, his little being on the couch is why everybody is here. So we have brought Shaba to come and join us for the intro to day 9. Are you here for day 9? That's a real waggy tail you got. Are you gonna stay like this for the whole video? Okay, well, hi, it's Melly from Melly Knits, and together with my hubby, we have a wool hustle gone wild where we wash raw wool that we get from farms from everywhere, and then we card it, scour it, pick it, etc., prepare it, and get it out to spinners. That's what we do. Not even a nutshell, that's like literally just what we do only. So we are doing our first ever fiber advent this year, which was maybe the most fun project I've ever worked on. Like, I don't know if I've ever enjoyed a process more. So we did 6 fine wool breeds, we did 6 exotics that are featured, and we have 6 Canadian artisan handmade treasures that ended up going out to all these spinners this year. And then to add to that, we're doing these lore videos where okay, he's out, Shaba out. We're doing these, are you not staying? You don't want to stay? You're leaving us? Okay, I think he's leaving us. We do these lore videos where I basically go into a bit more detail on the day with like how we processed it or choosing that fleece or whatever it may be. That's like the intention of the lore video, but I'm also brand stinking new to doing like this at all. And so you know, we've had some trails that we've gone off and some not quite focused moments because essentially I have the privilege to learn something brand new with an audience watching. It's great. It's my favorite. I love learning with an audience. So we're humming along now. I feel like we hit rock bottom on day 6 and then like I can only go up from there, right? Like I think that's it. And I'm feeling more and more comfortable in front of this camera in general, which generally I don't have an issue like talking and filming myself for anybody who's on Instagram with me, but totally feels different here. Just really did. Okay, but we're homey, like I'm relaxing, some awkward movements when the videos start, and then we hum right along. So we're gonna hum along into day 9. That's where we're going right now. So I'm gonna grab the bag, cute little bag. One thing to note about the Advent, I think I've said it before, but it was designed to be like reusable, repurposable, recyclable, return to the earth kind of vibes, the whole thing. We were pretty staunch about that. And one note that I wanted to make that people might not realize is this is the little cards. They're seed paper cards that came with every day. And these were hand stamped by my daughter. But my daughter lives on campus and she was only coming home like 1 day a week because she had like a practicum early the next day and that was nearby. But so she took this project back with her to the dorms. And I want you guys to know that like this is like the funniest thing. A bunch of girls in the dorm were just working away on these cards and things are getting cut and things are getting stamped and they stamped like all the little bags that went with the different treasures and there was like all this like fun little decor stuff to do. I don't know, kind of a neat little tidbit I thought that a whole bunch of students living on campus somewhere were all up in your guys' Advent cards. But anyway, on to the day. So I don't have the treasure for this day. I am a planner. Like I'm a pretty major planner. And when I was doing this Advent, I planned for 24 Advents, which means that I had probably 30% more wool than I needed. And instead of buying just 24 treasures, I bought like 28, 29 from every maker just in case. I feel way better if I have extras, if I am prepared, than if I'm not. Like I'm the person with like emergency water in the car and like all that kind of stuff. So when we didn't have any, like I was planning also for like issues with wool because sometimes there is and it's great to have extra around, but we didn't have any issues. We kind of like sailed through this thing. So we had a lot more wool left over. We made extra Advent. So the 24 that we originally sold, in the end, we sold 29. We made 30, I kept one. And the only day I was short was this day. This was the only day I was short on the Canadian artisan treasure. I gave mine up out of my Advent to go out into number 29s. Yeah. Generous like that. Just generous like that. So I don't have it, but I am a problem solver and I am resourceful and I am I am a tech wizard, as you've all discovered watching this YouTube's, right? So we've pivoted. You ready to see day 9's treasure? Yeah, baby. In this actual accurate size scaled representation of day 9. There you go. That's what it is. Sorry, Steph, if you're watching this, I am so sorry. And she doesn't live that far from me. I could have probably just like messaged her. But it's December. How many of you have tons of extra time in December? Right? It's just all over the place. Anyway, so this is made by Steph, Preserved Canning. She is literally, I'm gonna put it in the notes, at Preserved Canning, all one word. This gal lives her life at farmers markets. She's a hustling mama who's doing all kinds of preserving pickles, amazing green beans and asparagus, and she has these Caesar kits that are super, super good, and she does dry seasonings. So when I asked her for the advent, I'm like, what are the options? What can we do? And that it couldn't be like a little one, like in like a little plastic baggie, because, you know, that goes against sort of like the principles of the advent and how I wanted to give it to people. So we went with glass. So she got these little glass jars. They're about this big. Like, it's not even little. It's like a pretty honkin' seasoning. And we chose the vegetable seasoning because that seemed like the best one to put out to like a mixed group of people. And it is awesome. I mean, the feedback has been great. Her presentation is great. I will have videos and stuff that I will post on my Instagram just because I feel bad that I'm not showing it like right here. Imagine. Everybody use your imagination. It's here. See it? Yes. Beautiful. Okay. So, Steph, thank you. And sorry. And here we go. Opening the day. Opening the day. Opening the day. Opening the day. All right. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Look at that color. Which is a feature of this breed, by the way. Let's get into it. Okay. This day is called Spongey-Squishy time because we are working with Rambouillet from Lynn at West Coast Color and Carding. Isn't that gorgeous? So Rambouillet, CVM Rambouillet, okay, sameness, just so everybody knows. All CVMs are Rambouillets, but not all Rambouillets are CVMs. It's like a face coloring thing. It's like a badger face thing, right? So if the Rambouillet has the badger face, like some spots or whatever, like on their like sides, then they call them CVMs. It's like the same, it's the same thing. It's a color issue. So in case you ever wondered like, oh, is it CVM? Is it Rambouillet? It's both. CVM Rambouillet. So makers just sort of like do the CVM slash thing now. So that way, in case anyone's confused, but if you love CVM, you'll love Rambouillet. They're the same thing. And actually, spicy. Lynn told me there's some like debate on that and that the CVMers want to be their own thing, separate from Rambouillet. I think that's kind of interesting. That's like a debate I'd love to sit in on and listen. I'd like to hear the reasons why versus the reasons no why. But like, that's a whole, that's a trail we're taking. We took our first trail of the video. Good for, we only have room for one or two more. Okay, so CVM, this is my, this would be my chosen wool. If I was, say, falling off like a 5-story building and wanted a chance to live, I just want piles of CVM beneath me. This is Spongey-Squishy time. It is like a stress ball. You know when they kind of push back at you when you squeeze a stress ball? That's what this sucker has. That's what this sucker has going on. That was my first sneeze of YouTube. Momentous. Okay, so, and speaking of the color, this is what I love about CVMs. You can get some, oh, why am I not doing this in front of the people? You can get some wild colors in CVM. There's like endless. So this one, this awesome grayish tone, where it's like, it's brown, it's gray, it's creamy, it's warm, it's all of the things. I have never had 2 same colored fleece from Lynn. Never had it. Every single one has been different. in a different color. CVMs just go crazy with colors and tones and like all that kind of stuff. You know what I didn't do? I didn't show you the previous days like I do in the videos. I'm gonna show you that. I'll show you that last if I remember. Okay, so Spongey-Squishy time, heckin' boink. And even when I have seen this stuff and it's like the combed top version, I swear I have never seen it where it looks smooth. It always is one of those wools that looks homey. It always has this appearance of you just want to. You want to live here forever. Like that's what this wool brings to the table. For anyone who's watching this who doesn't spin, Lynn has yarn that she gets milled too. And I got like gabs, I got tons of it upstairs. Should have brought that down for the video. That would have been smart, but we're not running. We're not off to go get it. Okay, so spinning Rambouillet. Okay, we have talked about, oh, I'm gonna talk about West Coast Color. So I got this fleece when we were together vending in Prince George. Lynn and I were both up there doing like the best wool show. The Prince George wool show was so good. I loved it. Small and intimate and really warm and friendly, and just absolutely loved this whole experience. And so Lynn's there and she knew I was gonna be there, and I'd asked her to bring me some fleece. And then in typical Lynn style, like just right in the middle, people are setting up and almost about to have customers come on in, and Lynn just grabs these bags of wool, just whomp, just dumps them on the ground. And there's just like the scent spreading. There's like a radius now of like wool smell. I'm not calling it stench because I love it. We're calling it scent. Can't call it odor either because that sounds like a negative word. It is raw scent. So the wool is just there. There's like VM and everything. And I'm like I would just blindly trust Lynn. Anything she gave me, I'd just be like, yeah, totally, I'm gonna buy it. She's like, no, Melissa, I want you to look at it. I want you to look at it. Really look at it before you decide to take it. I'm like, okay. So we start looking through them. And of course, they're all stinking beautiful. They're all beautiful. So there was 3 of them there. This is one of the ones from there. Just a big old fleece. And that's when I got my CVM lesson. I've talked about this in previous videos, that when Lynn talks wool, I just sit there, hey, would you just hold on for me? I just sit there and I just like, you know, listen to everything she has to say. And so that's when she was giving me the lore on the CVM sort of debate, CVM v Rambouillet, and how like they're just the same, they're exactly the same thing, just a color difference, but the quality, the wool, the breed standard would be totally the same. So that's when I got that lesson. I also learned that CVM Rambouillet is originally from Rambouillet. So I've noticed when you start looking into like where wool breeds come from, it's kind of interesting because a lot of them are like Merino Lincoln. There's like 6 breeds that come out of Merino Lincoln, and you know, pausing to breathe, swearing in my head. Okay, here we go. I've got my tension up way too tight. That's what my problem is. Learning with an audience. Favorite. Okay, come on, baby. Come on for me, honey. You can do it. I believe in you. The tension is down. Do you guys do this too? Do you get like the new breed on the wheel and you got to sit there and just fart around with it for the first couple of... We're just gonna let this moment occur. Hold on. This is like someone's giving me a head rub. Fresh bag of chips just got popped open. What? Hot pizza. Ooh, okay. Swallowing funny. We're having a bit of a moment over here on the YouTubes. Where the heck was I before I got completely distracted by how this is melting? Look at it melt. It just took me a little bit. Once the tension was right, look at that melt. Okay, what I wanted to talk about, how I've never seen it like smooth, okay? Even the, you know, smooth that I'm talking about, like that perfect comb top, worsted spun, and it's like glassy and smooth. Like, this is just not. And that's what I've always loved about it. It's got like a crazy side. The CVM Rambouillet, like I call it sassy. It's a little bit sassy, and not in like a mistake way. This is well processed, okay? So this isn't like a mistake way. This is just the nature of the breed way. Like, let's look at this boinky darling. Let's see if I can get it. I always still struggle getting these to show. Okay, we got some like beauty and sass. She's beauty and she's grace. This isn't graceful. This is wild and fun. Look at this. I love this breed. Like, Okay, I was talking about something intelligent though before I just took my second trail of the video. What was I talking about with the CVM? Oh, stop. Let go. You drop it. Haha. Okay, here we go. What are we doing? Hold on, we're feeding it. Okay, we're back. Absolute delight to spin this stuff. I love a homey, cozy, squishy, warm yarn. But what I really love is spinning, I love down wools, okay? I find them to be really easy to spin. They always make me just look and seem like a total genius. I love the yarns that result from them, etc. Lots of reasons to love down wools. I love how they wear. I love that they're kind of fatty, chunky. They're like delicious, squishy booty wool, you know what I mean? And I love that about a down wool. What I love about CVM Rambouillet is that you get that good chunkiness. You get a beautiful, I don't want to say it's downy because that's probably like completely the wrong thing to say. But I kind of feel like I get that vibe, but in a fine wool, like in a super fine, beautifully soft wool. I'm getting this like gorgeous quality. I'm gonna say downy and people are gonna be like, there's nothing downy about CVM. Maybe, I don't know. I see it, I feel it. And I think it's a real delight to spin. It's a real treasure to spin. And it has like forgiveness. Something about maybe all the insane amounts of crimp that's in this, like going every single which way. But anyway, processing this fleece, they wash pretty easy. They don't have a super high amount of lanolin. Dirty. These are uncoated BC sheeps. And we got a lot of rain here and all kinds of weather. So they're dirty, but it comes out. Like some wools really hold on to it, and you'll find that you'll be processing, and no matter what you're doing, it's just gonna absolutely stay with every bit of VM in the fleece. Just is gonna live where it is. There it is. Actually, that's a down wool quality. So here's where I'm gonna contradict myself. I wasn't saying they were the same. Now I'm having an argument alone. And why am I arguing with me in this YouTube video? Melissa, third trail of the video. Stop. Okay. Okay, so reset word. These ones dropped their VM pretty good. And there was a good amount of VM in the fleece, but I appreciate a fleece that just drops it. Because then when I get to the carder, I'm not doing the picky thing. Where I'm like, in the last video I showed you guys, I draft it open and I fan it out and then I feed it through. I don't have to do that on this because it's sort of just flinging out as we're carding. It's not like being held onto. So really love that about this fleece. What else can I say? I think that's it. The color choice was fun. This was one of the last ones we added to the advent. I have like mountains of raw wool out in my garage, and I had all these options when we were going with fine wool breeds that we could choose for this advent. And so we kind of grabbed ones that I was like, ooh, that's definitely got to be in the advent. That's definitely got to be in the advent. And we're laying them out on the garage floor, and they had to meet criteria, right? Like they had to be big enough to handle having 50 grams of each one put across a bunch of advents. And they had to have like some assurances. So I was working with a lot of wool I'd maybe worked with before from shepherds and stuff, where I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna wash this and oh boom, surprise scurf or something like that, right? So when we were once the color story started to kind of reveal itself in this advent, we had the last fleece in place. I knew that one really early on, and I knew the first one really early on. It was kind of filling in the middle. And so I went over to the shelf where all the Rambouillets were and just started to kind of look through. And I mean, this one was the perfect fit. Perfect fit, I thought. I like that it kind of has a bit of a gray undertone, and like day 2 is grayish, and so it kind of brings that one together. Anyway, there's this whole thing. I probably thought way too much about it, but it's what happened. So anyway, love it. 3 trails. I should probably get the heck out of here before I go down a 4th trail. And we're looking pretty decent on time. So just one more. Just one more. Oh, baby. Love. Okay. I'm going to show you what I should have shown you in the beginning, which is the burn pile days. What day are those burn pile days again? Day 7 and 8? Yes, day 7 and 8. I'm going to show you day 7 and 8 because I want to catch you up on those. Apologies for going out of the flow. Honestly, still not as bad as day 6. Okay, so this was day 7, right? The burn pile, baby. The beauty. Note that we are pretty stinking matte. Like I am directly in front of a window wiggling this thing. This is the burn pile baby with the recycled cashmere. So what I'm noticing right away is it made the color lighter, but we are like reflecting more light, which is kind of fun. Like not highly. I don't even know if I'd go fully on demi-luster on that. And it lightened the day because the cashmere was white. That could almost kind of bother me in the color story. Isn't that funny? It's how nitpicky I am that this day comes after this day because I want them to go. And I could do whatever I want when I knit this thing, but you know, I have to go in order because that's who I am as a person. So, anyway, okay, so I've shown you the day. I talked about processing this fleece. Love Lynn, love learning from Lynn all the time. CVM, Rambouillet, you guys can now join teams. And I didn't have the treasure. Stephanie, I love you. And I think that's it for me. I think I'm gonna sign out. We're leaving. I'm going, and I'll see you back here for day 10, where we're gonna zip up this Rambouillet with, my favorite day. It's here, day 10, okay? I'm so excited already. Oh my gosh. All right, guys, thanks for being here, and much love to you all, and bye.